Okay, so I'm going to show you something that will hopefully benefit people who are just starting out with a remote training collar or considering using a remote training collar for the recall with their dog. And I'm working with a black lab here, who isn't mine, she's got an okay-ish recall under low distraction, but when there is distraction, then she's gone, you know, and for considerable amounts of time as well. Done a lot of work with heavy reward. She's had work with more traditional schooling type of dog training as well, which have each played their part and, you know, shaped some nice behaviours in her. But in terms of tackling this issue of hunting head on, gone, then obviously that wins, you know. So we can't keep her on a long line forever. She's got a future ahead of her, and it is only in the interest of her welfare to allow her to understand what's required of her outside of any form of ideology that one might hold, so that she can fulfill that future and we can get the best from her. So she's wearing an electronic training collar. I'm not going to tell you what level she's working on, because I don't want people to become fixated on numbers or a certain range of digits. All I'll tell you is that I've already found what level she responds to, and that is the level that I'll be using, her point of perception, okay? The point at which she can feel the collar and adjusts her behaviour in accordance with requirement, which in this case is just going to be pressure from a straight, you know, lead, slip lead type that came with her. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So basically what you're going to see is she's going to be walking with me, and at some points during that walk backwards and forwards, I'm going to suddenly move away from her, and as I do move away from her, the remote collar is going to come on, so she's going to feel that just at the moment that the lead goes tight. Okay, so she's going to feel the sensation of the collar, then the lead is going to go tight towards me, and the moment she turns towards me, it's gone. She's going to be praised and she's going to be rewarded. All right, now people might think, well, why aren't you giving her a command? Why aren't you, you know, recalling her? Why are you using a remote collar? She might well do it anyway. The process here isn't about pairing the remote collar with a command. All right, the beginning process here is about her understanding that that sensation, when and if she feels it, has meaning. So we teach her what the meaning is, and the meaning is come this way. So if you feel it, you must come this way. That's how you rid yourself of it. So we start off by teaching the dog how to rid herself of it when she feels it, and it isn't introduced at a level that's going to be startling for her, because she isn't going to be able to cognitively function and figure out the process of avoidance or removal in this instance. Then we'll go on to giving her the command in conjunction with the sensation, so that she can have predictability, so that she knows what causes it, when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen, and then we'll come on to why it's going to happen. So first of all, we're going to give her control. She has to be able to experience, to be able to accept, and to be able to control, know how to respond in accordance with the sensation from the collar. And that's what you're going to see now. So I'm not looking for anything else from her. I don't care if she pulls, I don't care if she jumps, I don't care if she sniffs, I don't care what she does. But when I move away from her, just know that should you see me going backwards, the remote training collar stimulation is activated, and it is terminated at the moment that she turns towards me. Okay, so hopefully that will make sense. Unfortunately, the phone just rang, which cut off the camera whilst I was going. So let's have a look. Let's see what we get. Good girl. Yes. See this response in us? Can you see her tail and her general demeanour? When we're beginning to introduce a remote collar, that's what you should see. That's how the dog should respond. So as I move away from her now, the collar is going to go on now, off. Yes. Good girl. And we'll go again. Remember I said I don't care about jumping, I don't care about anything else, just, you know, be exuberant, be energetic, who cares? As long as you're fitting the requirements, which is to turn and move with me in accordance with feeling the sensation of that collar. Look at this, look. Yes. And once again, all right, I'll show you again. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Good girl, sweetheart. So that's how it should be looking, right? That's the sort of relationship that you should be seeing between yourself and the dog, and that's how it should be looking when you're introducing the remote collar for the first time for recall work. Now, every dog is different. Some dogs are more driven, some dogs are more scent focused, some dogs are more handler sticky, you know, there's all different types of things. But the fact is that you utilize yourself to motivate, and food. I've got food here as well. If she weren't food motivated, then I'd just praise her instead, because I don't care, it's a recall. I want it to be motivational, you know, high response. I want high speed responding, so I'm going to give you whatever, provided that you get things right. And yeah, so what I was saying is every dog will respond differently, but the process is the same. So let's say that she froze. I still move. She still has to come with me. She still feels the pressure on the lead. The stimulus is still terminated at the moment she turns towards me. And you should be seeing responding that looks similar to, if not, or you know, not necessarily identical, but certainly similar to this. So the dog should be, granted that she's a people pleaser anyway, but even if not, you know, even if the dog were just laying down here doing its own thing or sniffing over there, once I move, once they feel that sensation of the remote collar, that's the sort of buoyancy and energy that I'm looking for in them in moving towards me, right? Or certainly that's what I'm looking to develop and instill. If it isn't there to start off with, then it's my job to try and create it. We'll do a couple more. In fact, we'll go from here, right? On, off. Yes, good girl. So even there, where she's having a scratch, the requirement is that you felt that sensation. In order to get rid of it, move towards me. And you should be coming towards me with energy and with enthusiasm. Good girl. Her reward, in case you're wondering what she's chewing on there, I've got a bone, so I'm just letting her basically pull little bits off the end of that bone, and then that's going back into my pocket. Good girl. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. All right, so that'll do for the moment. Hopefully, that's going to be of benefit to somebody who may be struggling with the concept of how do I start to introduce. I haven't looked at fitting or anything like that because I'm not doing a full step-by-step as such. I'm just showing you key aspects, important aspects in the introduction of a remote training collar to a dog for recall training.